Hey, Mike here with MikesCornholeBags, and today I am reviewing the Hustler X by Local. And I've gotten a ton of requests to review this bag from you guys, a lot of messages, a lot of emails. So let's go ahead and dive in and break this bag down. Design-wise, this is a pretty basic design. Local kind of follows that Reynolds, that Fire, that BG design theme where they put their name right down the middle and then just change the model. Pretty standard. You see a lot of their bags. They do have some kind of one-off bags here and there of different designs. Nothing that really wows you, nothing that really catches your attention, but it's not awful either. It's kind of just an okay design. These are ACL Pro Stamp for 2023 for those that play ACL events. Material-wise, the slow side is that herringbone carpet that you find on the Wizard, the Fall X, Sorcerer, the Cosmos Take 3, the Reynolds Renegade. A lot of bags are using this material. It's becoming really popular, and for good reason. It's a very player-friendly material, and I'll get into that more, talk about playability. I call it a 6-speed. It's probably closer to a 5.5. It's kind of a slow 6 or maybe 5.5. It's more accurate. Local calls it a 5-speed material, so you're looking at 5 to 6 on the slow side. Fast side is the Pro Sniper Deadhead Follow X fast side. It is a 9-speed. Probably pretty much all of you probably own bags or thrown bags that have some material on. It's very popular. You know, slides of the boarding condition, push through anything. So you're looking at a 5 to 6 on the slow side, 9 on the fast. Template-wise, it's a good medium-sized template. In fact, I've seen a lot more of these ACL stamp bags going with that medium template, and I think it has a lot to do with the bag gate that happened at ACL Worlds last year, and I think companies are a little worried about the break-in methods that players are using, so they kind of create that medium solid size template, and then whichever way you break it in, you have a little bit of room to play so it doesn't fall out of specs for tournament play. But it's a medium template here. It's a medium fill, so you've got some flop, but not a lot. It's not super floppy. It's not crazy full. It's kind of right down the middle, which gives it a nice hand feel. It's a nice amount of fill in there. It's also got that flat disc fill. Local calls it their alien resin. That's that flat disc you find in a lot of bags now, so it makes it for a nice fluid hand feel inside there. So all in all, the material and the fill-wise, it is really nice. I will say when these bags are new, they're super stiff. There's something in Local's production. I think it has something to do with the ink they use, because anytime I get bags from Local, they come in very stiff. They take a lot to break them in. And these two materials are very, very pliable, very loose, very, very flimsy materials, so to speak. So this bag should naturally be a little bit looser bag than what it was. And it took me a while to break. And I will say I treated this when I first got it with some toss sauce nuked. And after I pulled it out, it still was pretty stiff. And that's not a knock on the toss sauce. I love that product. I use it quite often. It's more of a testament of how stiff this bag is. I ended up having to soak it for several hours with some fabric softener and really loosen up. It's still not quite where I want it, but it's good enough to play with. It's still going to break a little more. And that's just so to let you know that when you get a set of bags, you got to make sure you have some time to break them in. Local does offer a pro break-in on those. I kind of jump ahead, but they do offer a pro break-in like $7 extra, and you can get that. It's not a bad option, but even when I've done that in some bags, they still come in. They still require me to break them in to do some kind of process. So just be aware, when you get them, they're going to be stiff. They're going to need some time to break them in before they start playing like they should. Now, playability on these bags. This is a pretty versatile bag, and this material is popular because it does fit a lot of different play styles, right? I find for me, I tend to like this better when I want to just run bags in the hole. It's great for running bags in the hole on normal, or really excels on faster boards. The boards get faster. Maybe you're a fast bag thrower like a Pro Sniper, or you know, a Viper, something like that, and boards get just too fast and you need a bag to step down to. This is a wonderful option to step down to where you can still run bags in. Both these materials are pretty hole friendly. I will say I did have a time or two, I remember, where I had a bag hanging, and it was I think both times the bags were on the back of the hole, and I just had a hard time collecting. I think if I tried to just slide back, see if I could just hit it and knock it in, and it still hung there. I don't know if that's as much to do with the material as it also that flat disc fill just isn't quite as hole friendly. It doesn't quite cascade and move. It tends to want to settle and stay. It takes more to get it moving, to get it to drip in the hole once it stops. If it's moving, the bag's moving, I had no problem with melting in the hole. It was just there, and it wasn't enough to be an issue. Like it happened once or twice that I remember. It didn't happen constantly. And when the bags were hanging on the side of the hole, I had no problem really collecting. They were pretty easy to collect. I also had a couple instances where the bags bunched on me. When I had a bag on the side, I threw it and it would hit, bunch up. That may have something to do with the bags not being still completely broken. I think a little more breaking in would probably eliminate a lot of that. But even when they bunched, they weren't clogging the hole. They weren't wedged. If I had another bag, I hit them. They went in. So they weren't like they were just wedged. They just would kind of bunch up just a hair. So be aware of that. Again, I think as these bags break in, that bunching goes away. It's not as big a deal. So I wouldn't really think of that as a big negative on this bag. Now, this material is also a material that you can throw blockers with. You can slow it down. You can play a little bit of a dirty style game with it. It makes a wonderful blocker. It's not great for causing bags to kick off, because this is not a super sticky material. So as a traditional carpet bag, you throw a blocker, you're hoping that your opponent's going to try to hit it and they're going to kick off, right? This isn't going to do that quite as much because it's not that sticky. You're going to hit, it's just going to move and push out of the way and go right in. But it does make a nice visual blocker up there. And because of the fillness, they're very easy to collect. You just clip a corner, they're going to go in. So you can put that blocker a little more aggressively on your opponent's side of the board, and then come up with your regular bag down the middle and just clip it and take them both in without much trouble. I didn't have any issues really collecting these bags. They were very collectible. So that leads to this bag being a wonderful blind draw type bag where, you know, depending on no matter who your partner is and how they want to play, if they want to play a faster game, run bags on the board, or they want to play a dirtier game and have a little control, this fits all different styles. So if you draw a partner in your blind draw that plays a different style game than you, this is a wonderful bag to pull out and say, here, it's a compromise. You can play your style game, I can play mine, and we can do it both with this material in this bag. So, I think it's a wonderful bag for a lot of players. It's great for those fast bag players who want to have a little bit slower bag in your arsenal for when boards get really fast. This is a wonderful bag to have. It's great for those slower carpet bag players who want to have a little faster bag in there just for when conditions get a little slow and you want a bag a little faster, or if you want to do run some bags in the hole for a little bit. This is a wonderful step up because you can still play it like a carpet bag, but it's going to run a little faster. It's not going to hang in the hole quite as much as traditional carpet bags do. So all in all, I really did like the bag. I think it's pretty good. I think you need to check it out. Availability, Local has a website, and I always have a hard time remembering the website, but I think it's localbagcompany.com. I think that's it. I'll put a link in the description to make sure I get it right. There'll be a link description for that. The bags are usually in stock. They do keep their bags in stock, which is wonderful. And they run like, I think it's $69.99 if I remember correctly. These were $69.99, so $70 for a set, but then you got to pay shipping on top of that. If you want that pro break, it's another $7. All in, you're looking like $85-ish, $90, somewhere in that range for a set of the bags from Local. Very reasonable. It's not the most expensive. It's not quite the cheapest, but you're looking, it's in the ballpark. I will say this is a great alternative if you're looking for like a BG Sorcerer or a Buffalo Fallout X. It's the same material, same exact bag as a Fallout X. So if you're looking at Fallout X, but you don't want to pay their prices, the Hustler X is a great option for you. I will say this Hustler X is a cheaper bag. The Fallout X has much better design. So you have to kind of weigh what's more important to you. You want a bag that looks better, or do you want a bag that's cheaper? And you can go from there. It's a great compromise for the Sorcerer right now, which you're having a hard time getting. And even when they are available, their prices they're up there a little more expensive. So if you don't want to pay the Sorcerer prices from BG, the Hustler X is a great option as well. It's the same close side, same feel, a little different fast side. But they play they play similar to each other. This fast side and that Sorcerer fast side. So it's a great option if you want a cheaper version or a cheaper option from the Fallout X, the Sorcerer. This Hustler X will be a great option for you, as well as it kind of, if you're thinking about maybe you want to try this material, but you don't want to pay 100, 120, 130, 140 bucks for a set of bags. This is a great alternative to grab a set, try it, see if you like it before you fork out the big money for one of those other bags. So, all in all, I like the Hustler X. I think they're wonderful bags. I really enjoy throwing them. I think you should check them out. I thank you guys so much for watching, and thanks for the support.